Hello, 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 my herbally inspired friends. It is day 21, the last day of our herbally inspired holiday challenge. I have so enjoyed doing this with you. I am just want to start out by just expressing my gratitude for everyone that's come on, everyone that's watched, everyone that's shared their own herbal ideas, their own recipes, and pictures of what they have done to not have myself surrounded with plants because I didn't want to forget to show you what is going on with the beautiful Paperwhite that we started literally the first day of the challenge is when I planted those. So tonight we're just going to be celebrating all that we've done. And our plant of the day is white pine. And the word for white pine is wisdom. And as you may recall, at the beginning of the challenge, I knew what plants I wanted to work with and what I wanted to share with you. And so I pulled a lot of cards out of my decks that for the first day and the last day of the challenge, I just kind of intuitively chose the card. And white pine is what came up for today, which is perfect for not only the challenge, but also the fact that we are just coming into the winter solstice, and pine is a wonderful plant that represents the celebrations around Yule and the winter solstice this time of year. So I want to start off by reading the card, which is from the Soulflower Plant Spirit. Can I not get the name of that right? Plant Spirit Oracle Deck. I try to get it here so it's not reflecting. And she's got this beautiful pine cone growing on the white pine, which is the type of pine that grows around where I live. So the word, like I said, is wisdom, and this is what the card says. Like a loving parent, white pine holds you in her embrace so that you feel safe, grounded, and still, and can find the space for quiet reflection. She helps you tap into the ancient wisdom stored in your heart and release your worries to be absorbed by the earth. That's from it's like a flower essence card from Lisa Estabrook. Beautiful card. So white pine, we've talked about white pine a couple of times already. Kind of it's come up in other things, but the main things that I use it for is for creating a salve, one of my favorite salves, and also for creating a syrup. It's very high in vitamin C, and again, it's one of the really important plants to use should you happen to unfortunately get COVID. It is an important plant to use. It has some of these other, I can't remember what they're called, Shikimic acids or something like that in it that is supposed to be really helpful for that virus. So white pine, if you don't have it, I believe you can use a red pine, Scotch pine, which grows throughout a lot of the West, and also the lodgepole pine, which is the same as coast pine. So check it for your local pine and see what is available. Don't just assume that an evergreen is a pine, because there are a couple evergreens, things more like junipers, that just because it's an evergreen doesn't necessarily mean it's something that you should be using you should be ingesting. So make sure you're checking it out and properly identifying whatever pine is it. You're not going to go like, well, you might, but you probably won't find white pine in an herb store because it's not generally thought of in that way. So hopefully you have a source close to you. And the other wonderful thing about pine is that it's a forest tree and it provides shelter and it provides food and it provides wood and it for both making furniture and for making fires, and it's just a very, very generous plant. So let's hear it for white pine. We bring these plants in this time of year because they remind us of the fact that even though we're in a dormant period, we're, life still exists. The greenery reminds us that life still exists. We know that spring will eventually come around again. And that's sort of the tradition behind these types of evergreens, bringing them into our home this time of year. So thank you to White Pine, and thank you to White Pine for helping us with the wisdom that we have all learned. I have also learned things from you throughout this process, a few things that I did not know, and it's been absolutely wonderful. So thank you again for sharing this with me. I just want to give you the close-up. I love this. Is just about to burst into bloom. I don't know if you can really see those buds right there. I think within a day or two, I was hoping that would open on winter solstice. Wouldn't that have been perfect? Who knows? One of them might pop out tomorrow. And then what I love about growing this in this container is you can see the roots growing down underneath it. So if you have little ones and you're growing bulbs, it's often nice to put it in a clear container like this so that they can see the roots coming down as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. But I want to remind you that you can still follow along with crazy Allison, who still does all these shows and all these other things. I'll be doing more challenges come spring. I have a whole playlist that's just flower power, and they go in there, in order by date, and so I call it weekly plant wisdom. So if you like this kind of thing, I take one plant, go into just more details about sort of how to grow it and the lore around it and how it's used, the flower essence if there is one. And then I also, of course, always use a card and talk about the other aspect of plant wisdom, which is sort of the wisdom that we need for our hearts and minds. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me for this journey. It has been so wonderful for me. I hope it's been wonderful for you. So thank you again, everyone. Stay in touch. Go like my YouTube channel. Everyone have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful whatever you're celebrating in the next couple of weeks, and a happy new year. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.